Hello, this is Alice Wheaton. Thank you for joining me again in the video series Double Your Income and Then Double It Again. A while ago, I think it was about 20 years ago, I read this great book called The Celestine Prophecy. It was self-published, one of the first self-published books, and it went on to sell, I think, 26 million copies. I don't really know what the story was about, but I do know what I got from the book. As I finished reading it, my haha was, so, in our interactions with each other, typically people are trying to get power over us, they're trying to get power under us, which means, of course, us having the power and they being submissive, or they want power with. And then wouldn't it be wonderful, my thought was, if I could somehow learn to sell so that I had power with my clients instead of them having power over me. And that's why so many sales reps show up and seek rapport, is because they feel that clients have somehow inherent power over them, and that if they are seeking rapport and they're nice and they're likable, that clients will more likely sign on. And in my experience, that's not the case, but I'm naturally a contrarian, so I tried it the other way. I tried the other way where I would challenge my clients' current assumptions. So if my client said, for instance, well, Alice, we don't need your sales training because we were 10% over budget last year. So then I would say, well, what would happen if you worked with someone and you increased your business 15% over budget from what it was last year or the year before? And so in all those cases, and not that I did it perfectly, of course, all the time, but this having power with became my overriding agenda. That I did not want to be in a position where I was a control freak, but neither did I want anyone to control me. Now, it's much harder to be of power with than power over or under. You know, sometimes we abdicate a role to somebody else. Sometimes we ask for help, and that's not power over or under, it's power with, if we have agreement. But it's one or the other, power over or under, if we don't have agreement. If I try to impose something on you, even though I feel without a doubt that it's for your own good, and it might even be for your own good, but if I'm trying to impose that, then what happens is I'm exercising power over. And someone just said to me, well, you know what, when children cry, it's one of the ways that children have to exercise power is because they cry. They don't have the verbal skills that adults do. So they cry, parents feel bad, and we acquiesce. And there, in that time, they exercise power over. But that's probably a good thing, because as we grow and move forward, we need to feel that we have a degree of efficacy and control over our lives. And so how much power do we have over ourselves? My son, from the time he was about 3 or so, would remind me that I was not the boss of him. There was absolutely no way that I could cause him to have to do what I wanted if it didn't make sense to him. And I remember that no matter what restaurant I went into, he refused to order from the children's menu. It didn't matter what it was, he refused to order from the children's menu. So at 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, he refused to allow me to have a power over him in certain ways. And so how do you get power with? You get power with by giving people choice. Here's what I'd like to do if it's okay with you. What happens is that you get respect faster. The process of working together and achieving great results occur faster. Teams are built faster if you create choice. I'd like you to do that for me, but by all means, say no if you don't want to. That is coming from a position of power, because only people who are lacking power want to steal it from someone else. Thanks for being with me, and I'm sure you can find the book Celestine Prophecy in a secondhand bookstore. It might even be still in the market, but it's worth a read. Bye for now, and have a wonderful week selling.